Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike. Now, here's a question. Live stream masses, only live? Or do you feel it's kosher to watch a recorded mass later?
I would say that you could watch one later, but you probably need to, but at the same time, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm not against watching it outside of its ordinary time. However, at the same time, there's a certain, I hate to use this word, but there's a certain disposability with recorded video that it doesn't quite grab my attention as well as when it's live.
I was going to say, I think a number of dioceses that already had like a televised mass for the people who couldn't go recorded it earlier. As I remember one time we were in the middle of nowhere and we were camping, and we go to this mass Saturday night.
Yes.
And we're camping. There's like actual, like, there's flush toilets in the campground, but that's like the extent of their, high techness. So we are,
They had showers and flush toilets, I think, at that one. But.
Maybe. So we are wearing our loose, dirty clothes, and our hair's like we haven't washed it in 2 days. And they're like, "This is the mass that's going to be recorded for the televised mass," and we're like, "Oh,
it's great." People just be filming from behind us.
Who are those people with the really gnarly hair?
And the sunburns.
And the sunburns.
Covered by mosquito bites.
Look, their necks are actually red. No, I've done both, and perhaps this is entirely psychosomatic. I notice a difference at the consecration of whether it's live or it's pre-recorded, or at least if I know that it's live or it's been pre-recorded. And it's easier to be reverent when the mass is happening right then, and the priest elevates the host. Whereas if I know that it's been pre-recorded, that moment, it lacks some oomph.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I know that the mass is an objective reality. It doesn't matter our subjective experience, but subjective experience is all we have at this point. So,
and that's kind of my thing, is that I have an attention thing. If it's something where I can pick it up and put it down and come back to it, I'm not going to be as quite in tune with it if I have to do this right. If it's something that needs to be done right now, because if I walk away, I'm going to miss something. If it's the middle of a live mass and I have to go and I feel like I might need to go to the restroom or something, I kind of want to be here for the mass. Whereas if it's recorded, I can come back. I can just back it up if I need to.
It is a really weird thing to pause mass.
Yeah. Well, just a minute. I'll be right back.
Listen, if you could hold right there.
Yes. I've also found monitoring the comments on when it's live versus when it's replayed, it does seem to, the people seem to connect more when it's live because they feel like they're there, even though they're actually on like a 1.5 minute delay by the time we go through all the tech. And so,
but all those people who did not understand the sign that said, "Please respect the holy silence," and they're just tapping away on their keys.
Well, again, that's why you have to go full screen, because otherwise it's a completely distracted experience.
Yeah.
This drives me insane. When I'm closing out the mass when it's over, so I shrink the image down and then I can see all the comments. You look at the people who are commenting, so it's like, were any of you actually present to the mass?
Well, yeah, they were there. They were watching, Mike.
No, the only thing they're present to is the comm box.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the comment box on a live stream mass.
It is useful
except for during the piece. I like it during the piece. At our church, there's this one user goes by, I don't know, it's something like the Popish Plot. Somebody keeps going and throwing up, peace sign emojis.
Sounds pretty sketchy.
No, they throw up like a live long and prosper emoji. So
that sounds kosher.
Everyone else is doing peace. But the comments are useful for
Shalom.
In that if it's like we have no sound, someone's going to be like, "There's no sound."
Sure. You know,
Or
a couple weeks ago, the diocese tried to have a whole day of fasting and prayer, and so they did an events live stream from a number of parishes and other places in the diocese, and yeah, they had real sound problems. The later in the day you went, you know, trying to say Vespers with the Ann Arbor Dominicans, and whistling in the dark. You know, there was nothing.
So it's like that one time where we had the live stream mass and they didn't bother to mic up the second priest who was there. So when he came up to do his part of the co-celebration,
well, at least God heard him.
The words were said. I can hear him as like a whisper. So I knew it was there. It would have been better if I could hear him as more than a whisper.
Mm-hmm. So then, I suppose the last question is just sort of a general mental health check-in. How's everybody doing? How's the cabin fever?
It's all right. I haven't wanted to kill my family at all today. So, you know, that's a plus side.
Well, you know, all work and no play makes Nate a dull boy.
I haven't actually wanted to kill my family at all during any of this. Although there have been times when we've been filming episodes and we'd be like, banter goes here, and it's like, yeah, no, we've already talked about everything that we would normally banter about. We wasted the banter on unfilmed moments, and now we have no banter to put out there.
It's a strange combination of, well, we're seeing each other all the time, so we've already talked about everything. Or we haven't seen each other in longer, but nothing's happened in the interim. So what is anyone supposed to talk about?
Right.
Yeah. So how have you been?
As I explained last week, still just sad all the time, but within that framework, yeah, I'm okay.
So go down below, hit the like button and the subscribe and the bell next to it so you get notified when we have new stuff coming out, which, as we've been saying, is in all likelihood going to be tomorrow.
Comment below with how you've been dealing with the quarantine, with the cabin fever, how you feel about Nate's fairly aggressive attitude towards making sure that you like the videos.
I didn't put any threats in it this time.
Well, of course, you already talked about not wanting to kill your family, so.
Well, I don't know. He could possibly insist that, you know, he'll excommunicate them from our domestic church, given our, you know, earlier discussion.
Well, again, it's his role to enforce ecclesial discipline.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think I can actually excommunicate them from my domestic church, as unless they move into my house, they aren't a part of my domestic church. They don't fit. They don't fit essentially within my seed.
That's fair. That's fair. So you'll just have to excommunicate from the 3 people that you do have.
Yeah.
Your three parishioners.
Yes.
Yes.
2 of whom are minors.
2 of them are minors, and I have to keep them in the house at least for another couple of years.
Cats aren't going to get kicked out. They actually pay attention when church is on TV.
They're fascinated. They're riveted.
There's movements and sounds.
Well, again, as we found out on April 1st, they are experts. It's what to do when you're at home, always.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wasn't the only one who went and got, you know, art for my pets, as seen by the number of ones who are people are just doing it now.
You're a trendsetter.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Although, oddly, when I bought the art for my pets, someone else was buying art for their dog as well.
Wild.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done all the closeout stuff. So there's only one thing left.
Yep, that's right. Remember, until next time, to live your faith,
Love your faith.
Share that love. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, Mike.